And in fact, he's going to spend a few minutes today trying to make the case why the next several years AI is going to pretty much be the technology that companies are going to adopt going forward. The second person, in no particular order, the second person I'm going to call upon is Mr. Abhishek, who is the head of Examity India. For those people who do not know Examity, I'm going to just be very brief over here. It's an amazing company which pretty much does an amazing thing of trying to monitor people, especially when they take exams. If you know what I mean. Right? It's one of the few companies out there where when institutions can offer courses online, this particular company can actually monitor and perhaps virtually proctor, exams any part of the world, and they're grown exponentially and they're mushroomed across the world, and it's an amazing company that you should know. You should Google this company and understand how much they achieved in such a short period of time. The next person I want to call upon is Mr. Rakesh. Mr. Rakesh is the CEO and founder of a company that I love this name. It's called Whistle Drive. An amazing enterprise in the area of transportation logistics. Again, I'm going to talk about what they've done. About two people out here. Of course, we are extremely proud of them because they are our own alumni. These are two people who actually, one of them went through our PGPM program many years ago and decided to come back and enroll for our technopreneurship program at IIT Chicago. And the other person is someone who wanted to apply for MBA in technopreneurship. And I hear the short story about him. We had an interview to figure out whether he had the background to enroll in the program. During the interview process, he came with a 36-point slides, PowerPoint slide. I'm doing the interview. Think about it. He had 36 slides, and many of them had what he calls SWOT analysis. I said, no, listen, I'm supposed to do the interview for you. You're asking me to do SWOT analysis? Anyway, that's him. Madan, who works for Ford Motor Company.
Coming to Great Lakes and spending time with this team, being in front of you. How many of you have seen me before on a similar place, talking similar ideas? We'll get to probably India in less than a minute, if there's any indication of how I get to that topic. But it is my humble pride and deep privilege to be in association with Dr. Bala for the last few months. We'll talk about reflections in a second, not before something that always is close to my heart. But let me set some context for you, what we have been seeing in the news for the past week or so. I think all of you get a feel of what we've been experiencing on the news, the one thing that's been on the mind, what we've been hearing, right? 14th of February, where we actually spread love, friendliness, emotions and affections. For a minute, to get context of what happened, think of this neighborhood you have. All of you kind of look left, look right for a second, just indulge me. Look left, look right. You're sitting in company of people familiar with you, people who will be familiar with you after this, people who actually choose your place, right? So it's a friendly environment. You're kind of friendly neighbors. So they are invariably trust each other. Close your eyes and open them for a second. If there's a candy in front of you, or in the middle of you, that indicates that there's a handshake of sweetness, right? So with me so far, that means there's an extension of hand. Close your eyes and open them again. If you see a chili in between you guys, there's an indication of some bitterness as neighbors. Close your eyes and open them again, and there's a scorpion sitting there. It could actually sting you if it's closer to your part of the land than their part of the land. We still don't know who put that scorpion there, but our natural reaction is to get annoyed at the person who put it there, which obviously you think is the neighbor. With me so far, where I'm going? Now close your eyes and open up, and there's a big snake. Then the natural reaction as humans we have is, This is not acceptable. We are going to do something about this. With me so far? Yes, sir. You get the context of where I'm going with what's happening? So our natural reaction is saying, I will take an action right now and do something about it. There's two things you can do, right? Have a reasonable conversation, but if it happens again and again and again, I think what we have been going through for the past week is what all of us in this room, in the rest of the country are going through. Do we have the right answer? I don't think so. But just to get the context before we celebrate a wonderful occasion, I would like to indulge you all in remembering not what happened, why it happened. Somebody who is actually bent upon keeping this bitter between us is doing it. Let's forget that for 1 second and spend 2 minutes in silence for the martyrs who gave up their life at the borders. We talked about freedom 2 months ago when I was here. Those are the people who have lost their life to continue protecting that freedom for us while we are here celebrating these occasions.
Amazing students of Great Lakes who went to Chicago, where Swami Vivekananda about 1893 gave a stunning speech to the world from Chicago. And there we had a great meeting, and in that great meeting I had a group of about 17 students to do a program called Technopreneurship, MBA in Technopreneurship, and we have here with you at least 3 of them. In the alumni meeting there were some more. But the most important thing is I wanted to make sure everyone needs a mentor. And therefore, I tried to assemble from the tide, the Indus entrepreneur, including Sam Pitroda, Shailendra Tipparaju, and several others, who wanted to actually lead the students to action. And that is extremely important to me. And this particular evening is not to really talk about our book or what is in the book, but it's talking about your glory and your future glory. And he is right. If every one of you become a wealth creator, a knowledge creator, and a job creator, rather than a job consumer or a wealth consumer, this country, regardless of the politicians, whichever party they belong to, regardless of the administrative service people, whichever segment they belong to, but that will make India the superpower. What we are here is to show that. So just about this morning, I do not know how many of you attended the talk by Governor Rangaraj. How many of you attended the talk by Governor Rangaraj? Very good. After that talk, I just want to have him to say a few words about his impressions of our students, his impressions of everything. And I am very, very proud to tell you, as of February 17th, today is 18th, even if February 16th, 17th, there are only 2 students out of the entire PGPM class are looking for a job, and I bet you before I leave, that is on 22nd of this particular month, they will get the 2 also get the job. Is that possible out of something like a 490 students? I know the PGTM students, about 2 or 3 are looking for that. And I am positive something magic is happening. That is not a coincidence, that's not a randomness. It is a dedicated work by all the students who are assembled here, all the faculty who are partly here and partly not here, all the staff, the whole united group of one mission. We are different, therefore let's make a difference and make sure that that difference is delivered to the world, at least delivered to the India. And that is exactly the reason why such an amount of number of students with an amazing performance is able to be possible, because we are the trendsetter, we are the leader. Now I would like to hear, I want you to hear the reflections on Dr. Rangarajan, who is a person whom I view him as my mentor, in addition to the person who unfortunately died last year, that is Dean Don Jacobs. So I would like you to hear that, and then I'll continue my discussion. Go ahead.
Launch the auspicious of Dr. Bala, book called Reflections. I hope this will serve the purpose of what we began the journey with. Thank you, sir.
We are going to do much more than this. We are launching your book. Please note that it is your book, not my book. Not his book. There will be a lot of places, So when you reflect, as we said in that, passion with compassion, abilities with humility, mobility is extremely important, but with nobility, and success with integrity. With that, you can definitely create a company, and we will help you to make the company thrive. And I want to thank